This is Oak Hill, West Virginia, home of the best and most consistent whitewater rapids in the world. In the center of it all sits Ace Adventure Resorts, surrounded by beautiful mountain views and home to the New River Gorge, one of the oldest rivers in the world. Here, more than 130 service members will embark on a race covering over 50 miles of rugged terrain for bragging rights and to be named winner of MWR's All-Military Wilderness Challenge on FNG. The annual Wilderness Challenge is a grueling 50-mile course through some of West Virginia's toughest terrain. The two-day race is made up of 5 legs of running, biking, hiking, and paddling. Day 1 includes an 8K or 5-mile run, plus 13 miles of whitewater rafting. Day 2 is 10 miles of biking, a 7-mile ducky race using a combination raft, canoe, and kayak, and the last event, a 15-mile hike.
It's a lot of fun, but it's tough to get through.
The first challenge, an 8K run. Runners will face steep hills on the edge of the New River Gorge. For tourists, the view is magnificent. For runners, dangerous. They must exercise caution and patience as they battle others determined to have the best time on record. In order to move on to the next challenge, every team member must cross the finish line. Buses transport competitors to the starting line. The 4-member teams must include a female. Every service is represented, including active duty, retirees, and wounded warriors. This year, there are 32 teams competing. Air Force has 1, Coast Guard 3, Marines 5, Army 6, and Navy has 17 teams. Oh yeah. Representing the Marines, Major Robert Stork of Quantico, Virginia.
This will be the 3rd year that I've done this, and teammates from the last couple years are over here, some running on some other teams, and it's great. So I do endurance races and things like that frequently. So hopefully I'll be able to use my stamina to our advantage today. I think the mountain biking course is going to be pretty sloppy, so I think that's going to be a challenge for us, just to make sure we all stay on the bikes and keep moving. Not everybody has the opportunity to run these races, whether they're deployed or hurt or injured. So having the opportunity to come out and show my support for MWR and sort of take advantage of these benefits that MWR puts on, that's why I'm here.
Representing the Air Force, Staff Sergeant Cole Davis.
The physicality is one big part of the event, but most of us are former athletes, or we all do marathon events. It's part of the reason why I decided to come and do this as a team, to build morale amongst us, because when you spend like half the year on the road in a tight, cramped plane with these guys, you want to make sure that you have the best working relationship possible, otherwise you're going to kill each other at 30,000 feet. Last year, our team was doing great. We were right in the top, and then the ducky ruined it. I spent 45 minutes going in a circle right at the start. But once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad, but 45 minutes is torture. This year, we're just hoping to finish, have a good time, and make sure nobody gets hurt. That we got one more mission down, that we had one more challenge put in front of us, one more challenge accomplished.
Representing the Coast Guard, Petty Officer First Class Laura Tomlinson of Yorktown, Virginia.
We've been practicing. We'll go out biking, running regularly. It's just our lifestyle. The 15-mile hike tends to wear and tear on everybody. I have a broken toe right now, so we'll see how that holds up. But my strengths are running, biking, endurance. Our strategy is just to have fun and, of course, try and win. We want to win.
Representing the Navy, Commander Todd Gagnon of MacDill Air Force Base, Florida.
Our strategy is a running strategy. Put together a strong running team, and you can do well in this competition. As much as we try to make the run the strength, it's also the potential weakness. Because the 14-mile run at the end of this long period is pretty challenging. And if you start to get tired and can't make it through there, you can lose a lot of time. All the other events, you don't have a big distinction in time between the first and last place team. The water events, you have the water kind of taking you down. So it's really that 14-mile run that's a big distinguishing event. But we're all used to pushing through, long endurance events and tough events. So where one starts to get tired, the others just kind of help motivate through. And that's really all it is that kind of support and motivate.
Representing the Army, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Gordemiller of Bell, California.
I think it's about teamwork, and so I think the teamwork will come together, the encouragement. Everybody's here to make sure we do one thing, and that's complete it. With that mission goal in mind, I think we'll accomplish that. That's our strength. It's about team. Well, I'm the only experienced one, so I've got 3 new team members, so we got to be a steady pace. A lot of teams have come out here, and they're very good runners, and that's the first event, so they'll expend a lot of their energy. And then day 2, the problem is they'll run out of that energy. And so a lot of the obstacles, we're just going to work together as a team, understand it's one team, one fight, and we can continue. All the obstacles will work together as 4, and I believe we'll do well.
Throughout this race, one designated team member wears an ankle strap. Inside is a computer chip that records time when teams reach the finish line.
My name is Kyle Garner, and I am simply the timer. And the device that we use is what they call a passive chip. It's a chip they wear on their ankle strap for this type of event. When they cross the mat, the chip will go through a magnetic field. That chip will then make a little alphanumeric burst of the code that's in the chip, and the device then records it, and that's how we get the time.
Up next, which service will take the lead in the first leg of the Wilderness Challenge? Stick around to find out. The Wilderness Challenge is just that. 50 miles of running,
Jumping,
paddling, hiking, and biking through a tough 2-day course in the scenic hills of southern West Virginia.
Good morning.
It's day 1 of the challenge. Teams gather at the starting line of the 8K run to warm up on this crisp fall morning.
Just for the fun of it. I mean, it's a good time to get people together, a little bit of camaraderie.
Some have spent months adding more distance running and strength training to their PT programs. Others admit to no real training or strategy at all, focusing instead on team building to get through the course.
We're all from different services. We got Army, we got Marines, we got sailors here. And it's a good time, just to get out here and play. That's all it is, playing.
Something or other.
iced coffee.
There we go. Special back formula.
With over 100 competitors, some teams made sure these stood out with some wild wigs and costumes. One by one, teams take off, with a 2-minute stagger in start times. Recent rain created a muddy mess with slippery rocks and steep declines. At times, the run was more of a careful tiptoe down the slick path. But teams continue to press on, carefully navigating the narrow, treacherous trail.
Downhill's a killer. It's because all the big rocks and just the slick leaves and everything. It's just ugly.
Super steep, slimy rocks. just trying to keep a pace, but not slip and get too crazy.
All right, doing great, guys, doing great.
Yeah!
Oh, nice.
One by one, the teams cross the 8K finish line. A tough first leg of this 5-event challenge.
It's the first kicker. It's the one where a lot of people, not everybody comes there as a strong runner, so you got to dig down deep, you know, and really push that one. Because some of the other stuff we're all strong at, but that one right there, I think for our team was our tough challenge to get over it.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the more wilderness 8Ks I've done, especially that downhill. It was slick, really wet, unlike anything I've really done during a run.
Something. Sweet, all right.
And this is only the beginning. Coming up, the second leg of the All-Military Wilderness Challenge, whitewater rafting on some of the world's toughest rapids. That's next on FNG. This is the New River Gorge. Despite its name, it's one of the oldest rivers on the continent. Done with the 8K run, teams move on to the second leg of the Wilderness Challenge, whitewater rafting. In this challenge, each team will have 11 miles of whitewater rafting. I'm here with Eva Graves of Ace Adventure Resort, and she's going to show us the raft that they'll be using.
This is a 14-foot high side.
Okay.
It fits 8 people, one of them being your raft guide. Now we have the front of the boat here and the back of the boat. Now this outer tube that we see, this outer perimeter tube is where we're going to be sitting. So if I'm not the lead paddler, I'm going to sit with both butt cheeks on this outside tube. Now, I'm going to put the knuckles of my foot, my front foot, under the thwart, not jamming it in there, because if we hit a rock or something and the boat dead stops, you're going to get launched forward.
Okay, you want to be able to get out.
If we need to. So you have just up to your knuckles of the foot in front of you, and then I like to personally tuck my heel behind me. Other people some people like to put their back foot out a little bit further for a brace, a little bit better of a brace. I personally like to sit like this. What we want to do is use our big muscle groups. So using our latissimus and our big back muscle groups. We bend at the waist for a forward stroke. We put our blade in the water, we push with our top hand, pull with our bottom hand, and pull with our backs. So the stroke kind of looks something like this.
I got it.
All right, so that's the forward stroke. And then also there's things that we might not necessarily want to hit, like maybe a rock that we need to get away from, or maybe to slow our momentum down to hit a wave just right to get us to the prime spot in the river. So we paddle back. Starting very similar to the forward stroke, we bend at the waist. Now instead of pushing our top hand, we're gonna pull our top hand, pushing our bottom hand away and the paddle, and using our back to push that blade away from us, pulling that top hand. And you use your hip as a pivot point or fulcrum point to help you to initiate and to get that power into the stroke.
And that's putting on the brakes.
That's putting on the brakes, or maybe even spinning the boat.
Teams run straight from the 8K finish line down to the rafts. Some slip on wetsuits or grab a quick snack to refuel.
Let's do this.
You guys are taking forever.
Each raft comes equipped with life vests, helmets, and oars.
Wait, once we get down to the water, don't knock him into it, but go right into it. Start walking in, get that boat float. Hop in, hop right in there. Guys, go ahead, hop in, grab those paddles.
Each team is also assigned a professional rafter who acts as a guide and coach.
You're holding on.
Walking right on out into the water.
Grab the wrong team.
Guys, go around him. Go around him. This is a race. Go around him. Don't wait for him. Go to the right. Go to the right. Go to the right.
I'm gonna drop the shades there.
Here we go. Go in. It's coming.
Go ahead, hop on in.
And it off.
Army Team 101, Duty Honor Country, are ready to go.
Hop in. Remember, both butt cheeks on the outside too.
These waters start out calm, but quickly become dangerous and unforgiving. This world-class whitewater was named the Beast of the East and ranked 7th on the planet. Rivers are classified into categories based on the difficulty level. There are 6 classes. The rapids are class 4 and 5. This heart-pounding stretch of the river is physically demanding, mentally challenging, and the ultimate adrenaline rush. Several rafters are tossed into the turbulent waters. Make no mistake, Class 5 rapids can be deadly. The violent spinning water can form suckholes that can swallow and hold a capsized rafter to the bottom.
The guide just told us paddle, 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 or go backwards or stop, and he, skillfully maneuvered us through everything. It was pretty amazing.
Teams must work together to navigate 11 miles of some of the toughest rapids in the world. These large rocks are intimidating, but teams must remain focused and remember their ultimate goal. Work together and cross the finish line. First team in, Combined Navy Marine Team HT-18. Next up, Army Team number 120, Ninja Gorillas. And Marine Corps Team 123, dressed in pink for breast cancer awareness, pushed their way to the finish line. Smiling from ear to ear, it's Air Force Team 106, the Cunning Linguists. Up next, it's Navy Teams 131 and 125. Swimming up to the finish, the Mighty Ducks. Navy Team 116, And Team 118, here for the shirts, moves quickly in.
You notice all of us have our strengths and weaknesses. You know, maybe all of us aren't our best runners, but as you can see in this past one, we were 13 or 14th coming out into the draft, and we were 3rd coming in. So we all have our strengths.
Combined Navy Marine Team HT18 from Milton, Florida, topped the leaderboard on day 1, finishing the course in 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 25 seconds. A new record for the Wilderness Challenge.
How many people can say they've done something like this? So it's just one of those, I think, bucket list items you just keep coming back to.
Day 2 promises to be another high adventure course. Teams are amped for the 3rd leg of this challenge, the 10-mile bike race, followed by a 7-mile ducky race and 15-mile hike. Will all the teams finish this grueling course? Will exhaustion kick in or adrenaline? And will Navy Marine Team HT18 be able to hold on to their lead in the next 3 events? Find out next time on FNG.